Hey guys, welcome to another Take 3 Reactor Summit, where we talk about Schmoedown and other things, because it's usually how this goes, where we forget that we're talking about the Schmoedown and we talk about something else. It's gonna be fun. We got New York to talk about, but we're not gonna go crazy about it because there's been a lot of analysis on New York already, unless you really want us to talk about New York more. We're also going to talk about that Ben Goddard versus RB3 match. We're going to go over the upcoming matches for this week and anything else anyone wants to talk about. There's been a lot of news and random things. So if you guys want to chat about anything, leave some questions in the comments. Otherwise, we're just going to ramble for like 45 minutes. It's going to be great. We've got me. It's okay. We got Abe, who's awesome. How's it going, Abe?
Hi.
Did you like the matches this week?
I have to say, Chris, those 3 matches were pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie. I also thought they were pretty darn good. And Matt is here, but he's not gonna stay.
Look, guys, this is the thing. Now I don't want you all to think like Matt's back on the summer. No. What this is
I don't think
is
nobody cares if you're back.
Like this is.
Mark Small cares.
This was an amicable divorce between me and the Summit, but I still got visitation right with the kids. So every once in a while, I gotta pop on and just hang out with them, make them seem like I still care about them, even though, the Summit's taken half of my money in alimony. Bullshit.
Who is the kids?
Yeah, I'll let you decide that.
Okay. All right.
Well, the Summit is the mother, or if I'm the mother, whichever you want to, whichever.
Do you have a vagina?
I don't.
I don't think you can be a mother if you don't have a vagina.
That's right.
Well, I mean, legally you can if you become a woman and then you adopt a child. But let's talk about
all right. But regardless, I'm here, guys, because shocking to you, I have no social life. So I'm still here for a little bit. So enjoy me while you got me. Ask me your questions whilst I'm here before I ninja vanish.
Perfect.
Cultural appropriation.
It would be completely like anytime I try and do something like this that we get no questions. So I'm hoping we get no questions just to prove me right, because I love being right. You can ask my husband. So yeah, we're gonna talk about New York first. The first match was Robert Meyer Burnett versus Andrew Guy. I think most
talk about the matches.
Yeah, we're just gonna like chat about anything we want to chat about. But yeah, this is the Summit, so we do tend to talk about the matches.
That seems kind of boring. So okay. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out. I got a frog to find. We still haven't found him yet. Still out there somewhere. No one in New York City at the event reached out to me and said they found him, which scares the shit out of me. Vinny's freaking out. We gotta find. Wait, shit! No, it was Vinny who went missing. Fuck! Now they're both missing. Oh, guys, this is real bad. Me and Vin.
Who's Vin?
Vin Diesel, your best friend. You gotta find him.
It makes sense.
It's all about family.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Well, it's all about family. So yeah, the first match was Robert Meyer Burnett versus Andrew Guy. Honestly, I think that most people assumed this was going to be a blowout in favor of Andrew Guy. And it wasn't really. I mean, like, he still won, but I think it was a little bit closer than a lot of people expected it to be, because I think people expected it to be like the last time Robert Meyer Burnett played a match against one Tom Dagnino, and it was like the lowest scoring match ever. Abe, what'd you think about this match?
I was surprised for the first round.
You look like you're in one of those witness protection videos.
Hi, my name is I don't know. Okay, I'm on focus. I was surprised for the first round of the match, 7-7. I don't remember which question they missed because I watched this match like 2 weeks ago when it was released. My favorite person is Tom Dagnino. I mean, Mark Small. I cannot argue with that. He's the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was surprised for the first match. Second round, Robert went with Christopher Nolan, if I'm not mistaken, which I think it was kind of a mistake because I don't think he got any right or only got one right in a only
Yeah.
got one right in a multiple.
It wasn't a great round 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we would have a match if he would have spun again, but people think they know Christopher Nolan, but they really don't. I didn't get any of the questions right. I think, even the Inception one. But I thought overall it was a pretty good match. I think it's to show that people say Guy can be a weak link of a team, when in reality he can do as much work with anybody else. So I think it's a thing to prove. I was expecting Guy to win, honestly. I don't
Yeah.
think Burnett. I mean, he defeated Agnino, but I mean, I can defeat Agnino.
Yeah, the majority of people can, unless the match is about Rocky. We have Malcolm saying, "Yup." No, that's not the government dialect. Andrew Guy is the greatest Schmoedown personality of all time. I don't disagree because he won our poll, and so scientifically proven.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's how the scientific method works.
Totally works. Yeah, I just think that people. He was so heavily favored to win, Andrew Guy, that when the match wasn't like a TKO after round 1, everyone was like, "Oh, well, this is an actual match." And it was more of like a stunt match because Robert Meyer Burnett isn't even really like playing this season because he's a manager, so he's not really supposed to be playing. So it wasn't like a match where there were stakes. Although, if Robert Meyer Burnett had won, I have no idea what would have happened. Does he play more matches?
I think he does. I don't
That's
know.
really
I don't
scary.
know if it's been announced who Guy is playing next. Has it?
We have Krissa in the chat who said she didn't expect it to be a blowout. She just expected him to win, but not by that much. I totally get it. I'm happy that some people thought Rob would do better than he did.
Rob is not a
or
good player.
he did way better than some people thought he was going to.
He has the knowledge. He just doesn't perform well at the game. Like, I mean, he the guy knows his movies. Like, have you heard him?
Oh yeah.
He knows.
Well, and he did win the belt for Intergeekdom at one point, and that's not a fluke. Now, was Intergeekdom an entirely different game when he won the belt? 100%. He would not win the belt today, but he did win the IG belt, so you have to give him like some kind of credit.
Exactly. So
yeah,
he's a good player. I just think like he cannot pull answers. Maybe it's
yeah.
age.
Yeah, it's kind of like I know a decent amount of movie knowledge, but as soon as like I have to like think of answers quickly, like everything kind of just washes out of my brain. And there's like some days that are a little better than others depending on how much I've slept, which is usually not enough. But typically there's people out there just like me who just have no, memory, who never sleep. That's basically what I'm saying. There's people who just never sleep, just like me.
People that have, I actually get pretty good sleep. I sleep like 10 hours a day.
That's great to hear.
Even college cannot take me down.
Yeah, I just. Malcolm says Harloff said that if he keeps a spot open on his team, he can play if he wants to. I don't know that I would keep a spot open on my team for myself. I mean, maybe if I was Sam Levine, but I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of any of the other managers who I'd be like, oh yeah, they should keep a spot open for them to play. But I think Sam Levine is probably like the only one I would put out there. Maybe Winston. Winston is actually way better than people remember him being. Who else? Who else do you think?
Any manager that can play?
Yeah, like are there any managers who you think could hang in there?
I want to say Sam, of course, but I don't think Sam is gonna come back anytime soon.
Oh, I mean, this is just a general question. It's not like who do we think is actually going to, but who
no, that's why. Could? That's why. Yeah, but I'm basing my answers in reality. Kristen Smith.
This is a fantasy.
Okay, yeah, but I'm.
This
in
is
reality.
it's an illusion.
I'm not gonna follow your rules, okay? I put my own rules.
Fine, That's fine. Well, yeah, I mean,
I honestly, I don't think any. I think Koi can return to Energeticum, but I don't think he's interested in that anymore.
I think Koi was a better like performer. He enjoyed the sport more than he like actually did well at the trivia. Like I think I loved every time he played. It was always fun to watch him like be in a match, but the actual knowledge wasn't always there. He also had really bad luck, so that doesn't help him at all. But yeah, Koi, if he studied, maybe. But yeah, Winston's a lot better than people remember him being. Malcolm agrees in the chat. Thanks, Malcolm.
He hasn't played a match since where?
Since his team broke up.
Yeah, since that match,
right?
Corruption. Yeah. No, he played an Energeticum match, the worst Energeticum match of all time.
He did play an Energeticum match.
Emily B. Robinson versus Winston Marshall. Remember
that? Emily was still
new. She wasn't a threat.
Yeah, she just hadn't learned gameplay yet. You know, she'll be better. She'll be better at this. Mark says that he only beat Mike because the rules of the 5-way were different. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. He still beat Mike though, so let's put that out there. And then Krissa also agrees with Sam Levine, but he's retired. Yeah, clearly he's not coming back, but we could dream. We can always dream. Yeah, this first match was fun, but it's not going to break any points records. That's for dang sure. The next match was like the barn burner match, though, which was this 3-way number 1 contender match with Bibbs, Brendan Meyer, and of course the GOAT of the Schmoedown. We got Dan Murrell. And I think going into this, there weren't really any heavy favorites. I think Dan Murrell's always going to be like the favorite to win whenever he plays. But after the season that Bibbs and Brendan had, even after the spectacular with some really bad losses, they still were kind of riding high, and they had something to prove because of those spectacular losses. You know, like they had something to prove there. So I think that overall people were kind of like a little bit less sure of who was going to win this one. I kind of always had my eye on Dan Murrell just because I know that he's been prepping hardcore for Inner Geekdom. He's been prepping really hard in general to try and maintain that teens belt. And the other benefit that he got was that he was able to put his Inner Geekdom Slice for Middle Earth in his match, which, because he's prepping so hard for Inner Geekdom, that really played well towards the strategy he said he didn't have. In the Facebook group, he said, I don't have a strategy, I just play the game. And I'm like, well, choosing a Inner Geekdom strategy because you're studying for Inner Geekdom is a strategy. It just I think a lot of people thought he chose it to screw over Bibiani and Brendan Meyer, but he was just choosing it because it was his current strength. So there's a lot of stuff in this match. A lot of controversy where maybe no controversy should be had. So let's get into it. What did you think about this one, Aim?
You know, Kristen, first of all, I have to say before this, because I'm going to forget. Am I the only person that it's not a fan of triple threat matches?
It depends on the match.
No, but I want to tell you why. Because I think the one-on-one is such a classic style match that it's a 1-2 punch. You cannot punch like that. You only punch like that. Just one.
You could punch like that.
You know, Kristen, you're not gonna get that body strength required. Of course you can do that, but you're not gonna get the strength required from your.
You're not gonna.
Yeah, you know. Oh my God, Kristen, you're so bad. No, but I'm not a fan of those. But I was. This match is really fucking good. I have to say, this one of the best matches, and it's barely the second match of the season.
I don't disagree with you. This was a great.
And I want to say I was surprised, but I was not, because of the quality of players we have. I think Brendan showed he was a threat. I think he has been showing that for the last 6 months in the tournament and the singles tournament. I think he's a contender. I if he, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, if we change history, the what if he were to be, if he beat Paul Oyama in his first match, he may be the singles champion. He may
That's true.
have been the singles champion. So
Well,
I
there
think
certainly would have been a different league if Paul Oyama had
Exactly.
not won his first match. Who
Exactly.
knows where that belt would be at this point?
Yeah, I know. So that's what I think he shows he's a contender, and that Cole
Yeah.
made the right decision to choose Shazam because
Yeah.
man, they scored. I think they were like 50 points between both of them,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. Like
Mhm.
those are high caliber numbers. So I'm happy for that. I think it just gets to show that Dan still has it. I
Yeah.
think there's no question to that. I don't think nobody was questioning that, but he still has the ability to play at the highest level in every single scene, and I'm pretty excited for Atlanta because that's gonna be a match. That's I think Dan put it in a comment. I don't remember. Yeah, he put it in a comment. It's new school versus old school.
Yeah.
This is where you prove which class is better. Are the Rockas, are the Merles, are the Rileys, or are the Batemans, the Janines, and the Pauls? So
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be a hell of a match, but I think we can talk about the controversy after you talk.
Yeah, I think generally the entirety of this match can be summed up in just it was so impressive. Just all three guys kind of hit everything that they really needed to hit to continue. There was of course all this I mean I don't even want to say it was controversy. Bibbs used a challenge that some people
There
don't
were like
agree
three
with.
challenges, right?
There were 3 challenges. I think the general consensus is that it was the one challenge about whether or not Lord or Sir. Was that the one that everyone was upset about?
Yeah, that one was like, what?
Because I mean, I get it because there have been times where being too specific or missing something because you are over specific has cost someone the point. So I get it. I get why he made the challenge. At the same time, from like the other viewpoint, I also understand how people are saying like he was just trying to throw Dan off his game by challenging just a random thing. And like both are good strategies. This is the thing about this season of the Schmoedown. Everyone's hyping this as a sport. All the fans are trying to make this feel more like a sport. That's like the huge thing that the fan base has been asking for. Make it more like a sport. We want to talk about it. We want spoilers. We want everyone to like really go in and strategize and all this shit. But as soon as someone starts strategizing and starts playing the game in a new way, all of a sudden, well, they're a heel because the challenge that they made was a heel move. I don't understand that.
You play to win. I don't think when you're throwing a match, you don't go, he's my fan, or no, I'm a face. No, you have to challenge everything. You have to play offensively.
If you think something's weird, like the video drew challenge during the horror exhibition match, which I understand not everyone has seen, but if you're a Patreon supporter, you hopefully have seen it because it was actually pretty fun. She challenged the categorization of a question because the category was horror thriller. They asked about the category was just straight horror. They asked about Silence of the Lambs. Was this a horror exhibition match or was this a regular question?
I don't.
This was a regular question.
Because
if it was a horror exhibition match, wouldn't it just all be horror? Anyway, she challenged the category is the thing, and she won the challenge because technically it's not a horror movie; it's a thriller. But because they categorized it as a horror movie, she wasn't even thinking about it as the correct answer, even though it's like quite clearly based on the question, the only answer. But you don't know if a challenge is going to work until you try it. And so why fault Bibbs for throwing out a couple challenges if they hit,
He was trying to how they call it in football when they call a timeout before the kicker.
Yeah, sure. And he obviously was also trying to benefit his partner. And while they weren't partners in that match,
not even that. Like he was trying to benefit himself because if that challenge would stand and he got the wrong answer if Dan were to, and I mean
Brendan would have won though.
No, if Brendan doesn't hit his 5, Bibbs wins. I mean,
Yeah,
it
but
needed two things to happen, but
in the
still, it's
match we got, if that challenge had hit, Brendan would have won,
oh
not
yeah,
Bits. So
yeah,
like
but still,
that's kind of the thing is, to me, even if you're seeing this over strategizing of the game as a heel move, like even if that's your take, doing something for the benefit of someone else, I don't see as a heel move. Like he made that challenge and there was, a small benefit to him, but there was a much higher probability that it benefited Brendan. And so to me, I'm just thinking of all these people who are saying like, oh, this strategy is a heel strategy. And I don't get it. I don't get that argument. I also think people just need to keep in mind, this is a new era of the Schmoedown. Like we are going to get a lot of people taking this very seriously. Everyone is basically going to go into this playing like Ben Bateman this season because that is the only way to win now. If you're a serious player, you're studying the game, which is something that you can tell Brendan Meyer has been doing. He's been studying the game. You have to be studying your opponents, which I know for a fact most of the players who are veterans are actively doing. And you have to be studying the rulings. You have to be studying everything just to be competitive at this because every little thing can give you an edge. So it's just a little weird to me that people will say Bibbs is a heel based on this one challenge.
yeah. I just think people have to know their Schmoedown. Like beginning from now, I think rules are gonna change over the way rulings happen. You have to watch your matches to be able to
Yeah.
to put out like in this match of Janine versus I don't know Sam Levine in whatever universe happens, right? You rule this situation in a different way, so it's kind of a Supreme Court like when it passes something, when the Supreme Court passes something with a case, that's the ruling you have to have, and they have to and players have to they have to study their Shmora, their history. So if
Yeah.
you need a Shmora history coach, I'm available. I don't charge anything. I can tell you almost everything is in season 1 to season 6.
It's true. Abe is our Schmoedown. There is a reason that we had Abe on all of our recordings for the summit, even though he really didn't need to be there. And it was legitimately so I could just be like, hey, Abe, do you remember when this happened? Do you remember what match that was? And then like 5 seconds later, he'd be like, yeah, it was this match. And I'd be like, thank you.
I watch way too many matches. Now I'm a new person and I only watch matches once.
Yeah, I used to watch the matches like 3 or 4 times, and I usually get in like the one time and I just take a lot of notes. So yeah.
So you cannot pull answers about the Shmora.
Yeah. So obviously I wouldn't win the Schmoedown because I don't have the time to study the matches. But especially now that all the old questions are coming back, going back and studying your Schmoedown history is going to be so invaluable for everybody.
You talk about those questions, like the challenge Payman tried to throw about Brendan getting a question, and Carlo was kind of mad, like, don't even challenge it because it has been announced. I used to that was funny.
Yeah, I think yeah. Bateman is backseat managing. I know Tom wasn't there, but like even when Tom is there, Bateman is backseat managing. And it's both makes entirely too much sense and is also really frustrating because Bateman, if you wanted to be a manager, you should have signed up to be a manager. I mean, like you're not. So just like chill a little bit. Like you have a lot to focus on. You have to retain a belt. Your team is going to try and go after a belt. Like you got hungry people coming up the ranks. This match that we're going to talk about in a minute between Ben Goddard and RB3, like it was a really impressive match. These RB3 is not a rookie, but a lot of these rookies are coming in and they're looking at that belt. They want that hardware. So maybe focus a little bit less on all the backstage stuff and focus a little bit more on maintaining your belt because honestly, that's where your focus should be.
I'm going to keep these like last 20-30 seconds and I'm going to upload in Twitter Kristen Smith calls out Ben Bateman.
Dude, I I would prefer he keeps his belts because I think he fought so hard for this thing that if he doesn't maintain it one time, it will be such a shame. So I just don't want him going too crazy on all this backstage managing and losing his belt. Like, just don't do
But
it.
I mean, I mean, it's true that there's been some, some talk around the people that you hear on those programs that Bayman tries to do more than he should. Because I mean, yeah, but he's a smart player.
I
Rule doesn't say you
disagree.
cannot. Rule doesn't say you cannot put your fingers in your faction, right?
It does. He cannot act as the manager though. Like,
oh yeah, I
except
know.
at the live event when Dagnino couldn't be there. Like, that's the only time. And he was trying to act as the manager, like making trades and calling people and like, don't just focus on the trivia, man.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
I
I'm sure
cannot
he's fine. I'm sure he's studying real hard. It's just let Dagnino do what Dagnino does. Whatever it is that he does. I'm not sure that Dagnino is going to be a
Win.
great manager in this new faction system.
That's the only thing he does.
Win. You're right. I honestly, I love Tom. He's great. He's hilarious. He's one of the best mouthpieces of the Schmoedown. I do not know if he's going to be a successful manager in this new era, except he has been Bateman backseat managing. Like, if you just let Dagnino go, I'm not sure how it ends up, He's a volatile personality is what I'm saying.
Christian Dagnino is gonna win. I mean, just
they're my pick to win.
I know managers are important, but Dagnino has a ton of veteran players in his rosters, which is
they're my pick to win. I just also think that their faction is a volcano waiting to explode.
I agree with that. It's way too many alphas,
Yeah.
as Volka puts it.
Yeah, every single one of their top dogs is like at each other's throats half the time. I mean, well, Roka and Dan aren't, Riley and Ben aren't, but you have like Ben and Roka going at it, and then Tom and Roka going at it.
Just said it. It's about Bateman and Roka. Those are the two ones. They are the ones that chose shaded. But that makes a better team. Like, you want inner competition, right?
And like, I want the factions to work as like a sports team. Like, you want them all to be kind of like there to help each other. You don't want the faction feeling like any second it could implode.
If you don't ask the best about your companions, your friends, I don't know how you call it, your faction
your
mates,
compatriots,
your faction mates,
your compadres,
your amigos, your
those all sound lovely.
Yeah, but if you have to put pressure on them, and that's the thing. You have to ask for a better company.
Is a nice word.
That's the thing. They're not gonna cross paths. Like, Roka was upset because he got the 4th-round pick, which I still don't get, honestly. No, why he was upset, not why he was the 4th one.
I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, it's like, you were safe. Like, someone had to get picked 4th. Who do you want to get picked 4th? Dan? Riley? Like, you put anyone in that 4th slot, and it feels like a slap to the face because all 4 of them are legends.
The only person that was gonna get mad was gonna be Rock.
I mean, do you think Ben would have been okay being 4th?
Yes, because everybody's gonna be safe.
I don't disagree with you, but do you really think Ben is thinking in his head like, oh yeah, I'm totally a 4th-round pick?
Yeah, no.
Yes, you think?
No, I misheard your question. No, but I mean, what's the problem with being on 4th?
No, there's not. I mean,
Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick.
When everyone is safe, it doesn't really even matter what the numbers are. Yeah, it's just, they're all type A personalities. They all like want everything to go their way, So I get it. I get why he was upset, but I also like.
Look, I just wonder what side is the faction picking. I know Rock is gonna be on morals. I mean, both of them are gonna support each other, but I know Rock is gonna have morals back, and Riley's gonna have Bateman's back. But what about the rest of the faction? What about the Barbarian? Who's he gonna root for? What about
Barbarian? Let me just say right now, I've been talking to the Barbarian on Twitter a lot, and he's so funny. Like, I cannot wait to watch him play a match because he is a character, guys. Like
he's
that.
playing, I don't know who he's playing, but he's playing soon, right?
Another rookie, I can't remember off the top of my head, but he is so funny. So that one cutscene we got last year really does not give him enough credit, because even like his like just regular Twitter personality is a little crazy. Like he's a little crazy. He went to karaoke and sang oh gosh, what was it? It was some like German heavy metal stuff that John listens to. And that's just such a weird thing to choose to sing at karaoke, but it's absolutely perfect with his personality. I think he's going to be great. I think his character is just going to be nuts. I can't wait. Have you seen anything about him on Twitter?
I've seen his Twitter account. I just don't.
That's fair. That's fair.
I try to, as an expert, I try to stay away of personal relationships with competitors. So when I say something bad about them, they cannot get offended.
There you go. That's probably safer.
I never
Instead of everyone
bad about
tweeting
anyone.
at Ben Bateman now. Kristen said this about you.
I never say anything bad about competitors because I think I'm respectful and I don't mess up many times and then try to come back.
Whoever told Jeff Snyder that I said something about him that one time, thanks very much.
I think he watched that.
I think it was Abe. It was Abe.
I don't have any connection with Jeff Snyder.
Jeff Snyder's randomly... Jeff, if you're watching, if you're one of the 4 people watching live right now, that's really sad. One of those 4 is me. If you're one of the 4 people watching...
I'm not watching.
It would be hilarious if he was. Chrissy says, Tom is awesome. Tom is awesome. She said, I love Tom.
Raymond.
If we're going to do a direct quote. I agree. He's great. 100%. He was great when he was on Cracked before he got let go as well.
He was on Crack? Well, not
Cracked, like the website, but they also had a YouTube video channel. We got to talk about Ben Goddard and RB3 real quick, because I don't have time to go over 45 minutes today, unfortunately. So I liked this match. I think it was good. I think RB3 shows he's been studying quite a bit. He also does have some very obvious gaps in his knowledge, which everyone's going to have it, but you just kind of have to try and whittle them down a little bit more. And Ben was pretty solid. Like, I knew he was going to be a competent player. I just knew from experience, like, he's going to come in, he's going to be solid. And he was. His round 2, picking Middle Earth as your strength, if that's going to be your strength, like, you also have to learn stuff about the Hobbit. Unfortunately, you can't just assume they're only going to ask about 3 movies when there's 6 movies in the set. So, like, watch The Hobbit. I don't know. Just read the casting of The Hobbit, honestly. It's fair. That's really my only note about Ben. I think he was just a solid player. I think he came out. He was really serious, took the trivia, did his thing, looked like he stepped out of a poster of an 80s movie. What about you, Abe? What'd you think about this one?
I enjoy the match. I have to say, I didn't get the hype for this match because I don't watch Sen. So I just...
That's fair.
RB3 versus... I didn't understand the disrespectful thing or anything.
Disrespectful.
I don't.
That's just disrespectful.
You know, I go to class at that time, so...
I mean, I work a lot during that time, so I still watch. Yeah, not live because I'm working, but, you know, eventually.
But I really enjoy the match. I'm sad for RB3. This is his 6th loss. He's never... You know, he should play Copster. I know this is
Christian. He doesn't go by Copster anymore.
I know, sorry. He should play him because they never won a match. So if they play each other, someone's going to get a victory. But I really enjoy this match. I think Ben played really well. I think he shows he can be a threat. Let's see if he doesn't have a sophomore slump, as people call it. But he's going to play the winner of Somerville versus Brett, so it's probably going to play funny. Okay.
Yeah, that second match, unless Bonnie, like, comes out of the gate and she is just, like, the most amazing thing, I don't know that second match is good enough for
Look,
Ben.
I think Bunny's pretty good. I think
She is,
just
but
doesn't-
her knowledge is a little more like. I think her knowledge is almost too specific in some things. Like the general knowledge, I feel like isn't there, but she knows her shit about like her really like narrow movie fields.
I can agree with that. I mean, she's only played 2 matches against Josh
Yes.
Makuga and
Janine,
Jenny.
right?
See, yeah,
Yeah.
you're correct. So
So I'm basing that entire statement on 2 matches, which is not enough to really judge a player, but at the same time, like that's kind of what you're dealing with. Like we've only seen Bonnie play a couple times. Like
Kristen,
I only really know that she kind of knows like way too much about very specific categories.
I give you $100,
100?
and you have to bet on that match.
No way.
Do you bet
no
for
way.
Brad or you bet for Bunny?
Well, I will not bet $100 because I don't have $100 to lose.
I'm giving you $100
to bet.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens,
you have to bet 100.
I get the 100.
No, you get the 100.
Oh, then
bet.
it's no.
No, listen to me, Kristen. I give you the 100, and you have to bet it, and you get whatever you win.
Oh, so it's not my 100 to lose; it's your 100 to lose. That's fair. I'm gonna make you lose $100, and I'm gonna pick Brett.
You're gonna earn whatever.
It's not my 100 though, so I'm gonna pick Brett.
You're gonna get like I don't know $200 more
if Brett wins though. How awesome will I feel?
I mean, you're probably gonna get 1,000 instead of 200 because of the odds.
If all the questions are about Mystic Pizza and Pump Up the Volume, we're fine. Like that's the thing. Like he knows stuff about movies before he stopped watching them in the 2000s.
He's really good at animated movies.
Yeah, he knows stuff about animated movies, things that kids watch.
I don't remember if you remember his match in the fan leagues.
I do remember. What happened to your lights, Abe? I do remember his match in the fan leagues. It wasn't very good.
He played good.
I mean, yeah.
It was better than free-for-all performance. But, going back
he did not play good enough for Christian to invite him into the Schmoedown. We'll just put that out there.
But I just want to say, who really impressed me? I think Kate. I love
Kate. I want to talk about the cutscene because I love the dynamic of Kate and Grace. Absolutely. So good. Do you agree?
I love the character that I believe is a New York accent, right? And
Chicago.
Chicago. Oh,
Chicago.
Kristen,
She's supposed to be like Midwest.
I know accents in Mexico. Well, there's not even accents.
Yeah, to us there is. To me, there's an accent.
Oh yeah, but Americans are weird.
We all sound awful.
But she has these kind of mama feel to it. Like she has candy in her.
Yes.
These bags you put on your waist.
Fanny pack.
Yeah, that's so fun. I love the character in the. I think she turned it down a little bit from the draft. I think she was really over the top in the draft, but she turned it down.
She didn't really say anything. Like during the promo, she literally didn't say anything. And then after the match, she also really didn't say anything. And I think that's a huge shame because they said in that cutscene, like people really don't like, the voice, they aren't digging it. And then Grace said, I want you to do more of it. But then didn't really allow Kate to do any of it. Even though Kate didn't talk, her just like standing there at the end, like with the fanny pack, and she was making these weird faces, was still some of the most hilarious stuff that the Schmoedown has ever seen.
It's you feel you feel her presence. She has the ability, like you just see her and your eyes goes through her. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but,
I'm with you. I want her to actually like interact more though, and maybe they cut some of it out. Like maybe she said something and it just didn't make the final cut. But I want like this Brett match. I want her to really like.
You know what I want? I wanna this is I don't know where to, but I want a manager's cam. Like you have both managers in a camera. I think that will be so good. So
Yeah.
you can see their reactions because you're making a big deal about them this season. So why don't you put a camera on them and see the reactions?
I think that'd be cool.
You don't have to cut to them like the whole time, but just when something happens or there's a challenge or the final question to see them reaction. I know the players are more important, but
Yeah.
in
Well,
any
I mean,
sport,
during the live events, and I think a few people are catching on to this actually. It's actually way more fun to watch the sidelines than it is sometimes to watch the people on the stage, especially when it's horseman related, because you had, for instance, Ben's title match at Spectacular. You had Tom on the side, you had Riley on the side, and they were just kind of going nuts, like pacing, and Riley was just really like, he kept like squatting down, and like they're way more entertaining to watch sometimes than the actual competitors are. I would love seeing like a manager cam. I think that's a great idea.
thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for that, Abe.
I
Christian,
mean,
you're welcome to take our ideas.
There are many,
as always.
You always focus on the coaches many times on crucial moments. And I'm going to tell you a story. In the Brazil 2014 World Cup, the Mexican DT, I don't know, coach, was really, he's really bombastic personality. And the people in the the country, the producers of the
FIFA
of FIFA of the games, they had a camera on him the whole time to see his reactions because
but he's known for that though. So like they knew like we got to put a camera on this guy because he's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, but you can get some gold reactors. Who doesn't want to? Those whenever you guys record like behind the scenes and everything, you like seeing that walk through or Jay yelling or whatever happens. I think it's really important. And right now that you're putting so much focus on the managers, I think it's a requirement for now.
Yeah.
So Christian, I know we need to leave in 3 minutes. So
we gotta wrap up. We gotta do real quick. Who do you think's winning? Tom and Paul, the aptly named team up between Tom and Paul, and Deep 13, which is Alonso Duralde and Whitney Seibold. Who do you think's winning?
I was sad that Paddington 2 was broken up.
I know.
But I'm gonna stay with Alonso and Whitney. I think those are players that deserve to win. Like they deserve a break. Whitney, especially Whitney. He's so knowledgeable. He just get bad breaks so many times. So
yes,
I think Whitney and Alonso are gonna win.
Whitney, I will keep saying this until he starts winning. Whitney is like the best player to have a losing record in the Schmoedown right now because he's way better than his record says he is. Like he just loses everything and it sucks because he's actually very good. How frustrating. Unfortunately, he's probably going to lose this match as well because I'm picking Tom and Paul.
You're gonna lose your $100.
I didn't have $100 on this one. Tom and Paul, I think, are gonna win. I think individually, these guys are some of the best in the game right now. Teamed up, who knows what this dynamic is gonna be like? But I can't imagine that these two guys who literally could go for the singles title like tomorrow would lose this match. Even against Alonso and Duralde, or Alonso Duralde and Whitney, Alonso and Duralde. They're both of these teams are full of powerhouse players. Tom and Paul know more about the game to me than Alonso and Whitney do, and I think they've just shown up better in matches.
But like I know there's a question mark. Does Tom and Paul know each other? Because I'm pretty sure Whitney and Alonso
they don't. As far as I know, they don't know each other very well because no one knows Tom really. Who is he? A specter, a dead body. No, I mean, there's definitely a chemistry that you have to be a good team, but at the same time, like you also really need to have just that thing that helps you perform well at the Schmoedown. Both Tom and Paul have that. Like they're both like the A player of their team. So it's gonna. I mean, this will be really interesting to see what happens here.
It's a first round and second round pick versus a third and a fourth round pick. So
yeah,
so
it's an interesting matchup, honestly.
These can show you that your spot in the draft cannot determine who you are. So Roca, please do not get mad.
Yes, because you'll see that some of these fourth round picks do very well this year. Honestly, Ben Goddard was like an 8th round pick, and I think he's going to do way better than some people who were drafted a little bit earlier than him. And then Brett and Bonnie. I already picked Brett with your $100. Who are you picking?
Bonnie.
Okay. I think that was fairly obvious. I would love Brett to win because I've been trying to get his stupid match with Nick Mundy for years. And Christian tells me no every time I bring it up. And I absolutely hate that. Please stop denying me my match between Brett and Nick Mundy. Thank you.
I think that comes from your parents denying you through your whole life. So.
It's a deep psychological issue. With that, we do have to sign out because I have a lot of stuff to do tonight, and Abe also has some stuff to do. So
I have absolutely nothing to do. I can stay here for 3
hours. Well, you can stay on, and I'll leave, and Abe will just answer all the questions that aren't coming in. It's a good sign. Let me just type in a question real quick on the chat. What are your great? Oh, I got a really great question. All right, Abe. Here's a question from Take 3 Productions. What are your plugs?
I have this model that I brought from Amazon. It's a 16-inch.
Wow.
Just kidding. No, you can follow on Twitter at AbrahamF25 on Instagram at AbrahamFlores25. And please, if you don't know me, don't add me on Facebook because I don't care about your life and you should care about my life either.
Perfect. You can find me right here on Take 3 hosting the show that you just watched. You can also find me. We're trying to do some more reactions this season now that my life is a little less awful. No, it wasn't awful last year. It was just a little crazy. Now it's a little less crazy, so maybe I'll have more time for reactions.
I mean, it's been awful for the last 3 years.
No, I just have my baby sleeps now, so.
You have a baby?
I mean, I guess she's like a toddler now. But she sleeps, so it's a miracle.
Where do you buy it?
Toys R Us. Babies R Us, before they went out of business.
Oh, didn't they come back? Do you think I can get one?
I don't think Babies R Us came back, but Toys R Us did.
It's because I need a kidney. So.
So you think a kid can provide you the kidney?
Yeah, I'm gonna grew him up like until 18, and
yeah,
I'm just gonna hope.
No, that's perfect.
Without kidneys, so
that's why we have Kara, just in case we need any organs. For later. That's dark. That is a dark joke. I'm moving on. Okay, you can also find me.
That's a pretty good plan, though.
Matt and I have a new show we're going to be debuting in a few weeks. So keep an eye out for that. And you can find me Smith_K10, the number, not the word, on Twitter, Instagram, and Stardust, even though I don't post anything on Stardust. Thank you. 1 new follower last week. Also, in 1 minute, there's Chill to Action with Kate Mulligan. So go watch that over at Call to Action. Not that I'm plugging other channels, but the Chill to Action's a great show. So anyway, they don't need any help from us marketing their shows. They're doing great. So that's it. So thanks, guys, for watching. We hope to see you all next week talking more Schmoedown. Have a good day, guys.